Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is such a strange game because it's cool, but it's also really mid. So the first night has nothing going on, like literally nothing. Here, let me show you some sped up gameplay of the first night. In the second night, there is a little bit of something going on. Phone dude tells the guard that they found a real one. Springtrap just got introduced and he was already complimented. I did die on this night, but it was due to me being stupid, not due to the actual difficulty. Look how scary the jump scare is. You're not prepared in the slightest. Yeah, you need a new pair of underwear now. The night is pretty easy. Springtrap will go to a different room and you can just play audio in that room next to him and he'll go back. Sometimes he'll go into the vents, but he's pretty slow in them, so it's pretty easy to just close the vent. In the third night, it was more of the same. It didn't really feel like there was more difficulties. The Phantom animatronics showed up. I didn't see them in the second night, but they never jump scared me. The fourth night was actually harder. They threw all of the Phantom animatronics. The Phantoms are a little annoying. They usually jump scare the player and give them a ventilation error. Ventilation errors make Springtrap more aggressive and make it harder to see. Fun fact, ventilation errors make hallucinations of Springtrap appear on the camera as he's not. I died a few times on the fourth night. Because of the higher difficulty, it was more fun. Night 5 was a little harder than night 4, not by a lot, but it was a little harder. Springtrap became quicker, however, I think the Phantom stayed the same. After beating night 5, there is a minigame of the ghost of the animatronics trying to attack Purple Guy. Eventually, after scaring Purple Guy enough, he runs into the Golden Bonnie suit, and the spring locks activate. This makes Purple Guy bleed out in the suit. I like this ending because it's very fitting. He suffers the fate that he made others suffer. Night 6 was a real challenge. The old tactics of the earlier nights don't work anymore. I used the cam 9 and 10 tactic for nights 1 through 5, but because of Springtrap's increased speed, that strat doesn't work. Because once he gets into a vent, he is in your office in a second or two. To deal with this, I had to close the vents before I thought you'd go into them, and I switched to the cam 5 strat. This worked because to go to the cam 7 vent, he would have to do 3 movements. If he goes to the cam 2 vents, then it's 2 movements. However, because cam 2 connects the office hallway and cam 3, there's only a 1 out of 3 chance that he would go there. That gives me enough time to lead him back to cam 2 and close the vent. Man, night 6 made me calculate some shit. If you beat nights 1 through 5 by just surviving, then you'll get the bad ending. That may make you ask, then how do I get the good ending? Bunch of stupid bullshit. That's how. I'm gonna sound really insane for a hot minute, so just bear with me. After each night, there is a mini game where one of the old animatronics is told to follow this purple Freddy. If you go off the path that he wants you to go, there are hints on how to get the extra mini games. I just looked up a guy instead because I didn't really want to try to decode all that. The first mini game you get to is by double clicking the Balloon Boy poster. In this mini game, you play as Balloon Boy, if that wasn't obvious, and you collect balloons. This is easy enough, except for whatever reason you're supposed to figure out that on the wall to the top left doesn't work and you can just glitch through it. After doing that, then you collect this rainbow balloon, but that's not even it. You have to do it again, and then you have to find this crying child by jumping on these floating balloons. The next one you get by inputting a code into an arcade machine. In this one, you play as Mangle. Like the Balloon Boy minigame, you have to glitch through a wall, and then you'll find balloon platforms from the Balloon Boy minigame, and at the end of them is a big cake. Once you touch the cake, the minigame ends. Now, you go back to the Balloon Boy minigame and find the crying child. Then you give the child the cake. After all this, you have to click on 4 cupcakes that appear on the cameras. These cupcakes only appear on the nights after 2. Once this is done, a minigame of Toy Chica appears. Like the other ones, there's part in the wall that you can glitch through. After glitching through it, there's another crying child, and you give it the cake. On night 4, the wall tiles can move, and you have to input numbers in it like a keypad. After inputting the numbers, a minigame of Fredbear or Golden Freddy is opened. This one I can't even explain. I'll just show you it so you can see how stupid it is. After beating night 4, a figure of Shadow Bonnie will appear in the office. I'm not calling him that random jumble of letters. In this minigame, you play as Shadow Bonnie, who can change the location, and then you have to jump through the Balloon Boy section, through the wall that glitches, and then switch locations to a crying child, and then give it the cake. Last minigame you get to by clicking on a marionette poster. In this minigame, you simply walk to the end, and there's a group of people wearing masks based on the animatronics. Once you get to the end, Crying Child puts on a Fredbear mask, and all the people wearing masks disappear, dropping their masks. Now, after doing this and beating night 5, you get a slightly different ending screen. It doesn't even say good ending. It just says the end. Also, lights and the mask are gone. But that's not all you get for doing this. You will also get a star on the starting screen. I hear a lot of people argue over when the mini games of each night take place. So I'm going to throw my hat into the ring. I think it takes place after the FNAF 2 location closes and before the FNAF 1 location opens. I'm saying this because the animatronics at the end have buttons. This is something that's absent from the FNAF 1 designs. It also gives reasons for the animatronics in 1 and 2 to look different. The FNAF 2 animatronics were broken, so they had to make completely new ones. Also, most of the mini games for the good ending have FNAF 2 animatronics that aren't present in this game. Either way, this is definitely the middest FNAF game.